HASAG Apparatebau Pelcery labor camp, where Jews worked as slaves during World War II. On July 20, 1943, after a selection, about 400 Jewish workers were imprisoned in this prison, and then they were shot at the Jewish cemetery. German camp workers and their families, as well as some Polish workers, lived in these buildings during World War II. This place is called Kolonia. In 2009, thanks to Zygmunt Rolat, a former prisoner of the camp, and thanks to funding from Krzysztof Strauss and Henryk Libicki, a large commemorative marble plaque was created, placed on one of the walls of the building that functioned as a warehouse during the war. Below the board on the left, there is a smaller board made of plastic, with a poem written by a Jewish boy in the Częstochowa ghetto in 1941. I am a human. From tomorrow I will be sad, from tomorrow, but today I will be happy. What is sadness for? What is it for? Because of an unfavorable wind is blowing? Why should I worry about tomorrow today? Maybe tomorrow everything will be clear. Maybe the sun will shine tomorrow, and there will be no reason to be sad. From tomorrow I will be sad, from tomorrow, but today I will be happy. And I will say to every sad day, I will be sad from tomorrow, not today. There was a casino in this place, where after work the Germans and their Nazi helpers from Ukraine and Latvia enjoyed roulette, cards and good food. Here was the main entrance gate to the camp with electrified barbed wire and a guard tower. That building was intended as a barracks for the camp guards, Werkschutz. Executions probably took place in the basement of the building, as evidenced by numerous gunshot marks on the walls. The main street was the place where prisoners were led after arriving at the camp, where registration took place and where selections were carried out that decided the fate of prisoners. This large building is the Rekalibrierung Hall, where shell casings that came to the camp from the front were washed and repaired. Transport building served as a place for receiving and distributing goods, but also as an initial place where Jewish forced laborers slept. During selections that took place here, prisoners were brutally assessed by SS men or other members of the camp staff. Those who were deemed fit to work stayed in the camp, while those who were deemed unnecessary were treated as an unnecessary element of the camp's operation and sent to death. We don't know much about this place, but we are sure it has seen a lot of suffering and killings. There was probably a well in the corner of this square into which human bodies were thrown. We know that in this building, a German camp worker nicknamed Morsch killed several dozen Jews by hitting them in the head with a hammer. Their bodies were then thrown out of the window onto a truck and taken to the Jewish cemetery. In this part of the former production halls, there was a kitchen intended only for Jews. Every day the prisoners received half of a liter of soup made from dry beets, 200 grams of bread and coffee made from stale barley seeds. Memoirs of Benjamin Orenstein. Jews began to sell everything they had with them to Polish workers in exchange for bread and other food products. There were wooden barracks for prisoners here. The barracks were divided into men's and women's sections. The capo had his own separate barracks. The barracks had beds with 3 tiers. There were several hundred people in each. To sleep, people had only pillows stuffed with straw and a thin blanket.